Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. My name's Sophia. Let's jump in. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so what I'm picking up straight away is that you want a new start in how you you're trying to have a new start on a kind of maybe a spiritual way, maybe a religious way, um, of how you think about love. So there's a new kind of, could be studying something, spiritual love, something like that. But I'm just going to state it's incorrect because you, this is inner work tarot. You control as within, so without. Now, many people know that term, but they still don't remove the negative because they don't, because most don't know how to go into their subconscious correctly. Most can't do image readings. I don't know what to say. Like, I can read your subconscious. So my point is that it's always inner work is from some kind of trigger. Not always. Most is from like abandonment, or something from childhood. And your perception is, well, no, I was with my mum and that, but there was some kind of mask here from your upbringing as and I'm feeling like you had brothers and sisters, and for example, this reading, your mum looked after the brothers and sisters, your brothers and sisters, but she wasn't happy. She was wearing a mask. So you're following this kind of way of love and it's not working for you. So you're trying something different. But you have to go back to your childhood and think, well, figure out your kind of, I might have to put this test on my website about you're following your mum's patterns and it's not working out. I don't actually think it worked for her, and you know this as well. Was she really happy, or was she just following like mother role? This is what this is uh, for you. And you think, well, no, I'm going to do it differently, but kind of like my mum kind of thing. There's something like that, but it's like, no, it's not working. You attract love, but then it goes. That's what happens with you. You attract it and then it goes. Trying to do this to get a stable foundation with the 4 of fire here. 2 of fire is about, like I said, I feel like you had a all right upbringing. I can't see your dad, but it might be, mum and dad there. But like I say, I feel like it was a family unit. Maybe a load, well, not loads, but 2 or 3 brothers and sisters. So that was more of a neglect. I felt abandonment. Now you might say, no, my mum loved me, but with 2 or 3 kids, and if she was a single parent with this card here, she didn't get time to sit down and say, what is your wishes and desires? And you couldn't really speak. There was a kind of automatic of, all right, all the kids come home from school. There's your dinner, do homework, television, bed. There's something like that. There was no doing anything different. There was no coming out of comfort zones, which, your mum didn't do. It was a routine of a family life, but you wasn't seen or heard. There's something about that here. So and this was from age 5 this started. So it's like your this is definitely about your perception of your upbringing you think was okay and grounded, and because of your, it's interesting because the words that your caregiver was telling you, you know, go for, it wasn't anything horrible, but it wasn't you. We are all 12 star signs, and most of parents don't even bring up children to their star signs, let alone if you're a star seed, then they have to bring you up to a star seed. But this is about your mum spoke a good words of, you know, loving words maybe of grounding you to, you know, go for a job, go for your money, work your way up, that kind of thing. But in reality, the love, you wasn't really taught. And if I said to you, did you feel love? If you're honest, you'll say no. If someone's just talking about your family, yeah, you do. And I'll go, no, did you feel total 100% unconditional love? She'll talk to you, ask you your wishes and desires. Now, I'm not saying your mum or whatever was bad. I'm just saying, seems like busy life. And that's life. But you have to release that. This is because you're repeating this pattern, because from that 4 to 5 year old child, that's your pattern you followed from your mum. So you're repeating that pattern. And this is why because I feel you might live by yourself and you're quite successful with the 4 of Wands and the Messenger of Earth here, but love, it's like, where's the love now? I want the love now. Underneath the root, the subconscious is that you think, like I stated, this person might have said, you know, do the typical, get a job, qualifications, make your way up, and that didn't work. Or the 7 of Fire is, this reading may trigger you. It might be you'll defend it. No, it's not my parent, it's not my mum, blah blah blah. That's what the problem is, because you're so adamant that because your mum tried their best, or my mum does love me, it doesn't matter if they love you. Or in fact, when I do readings, that's the worst. Over sexual abuse, when someone thinks their parents was good or their friends and family amazing, is the hardest for me to change their mindset about, not saying that they're bad, but it doesn't matter. They was not happy, so you're not happy because they wasn't happy, because you're following the pattern that they wasn't happy. This is this, because if I'm seeing defensiveness here in the subconscious of, no, it's not that. Someone else might have told you that, and you're like, no, and you're working on a page. The page of air is your thinking, starting off thinking that you know best in a spiritual way, which is still thought. No, to manifest, you need all alchemical elements. And it's like, because you wasn't heard as a child, the passion of what you wanted to say is not in this reading. You was taught as a child to go for your foundation, so that turned into, okay, if I get my money and my house and the materialistic things, that's my passion. But it's not, is it? It's emotions. That's why you're not getting love. It's way deeper than what most think. If this resonates, then you can imagine what I can do on a one-to-one. You just send me your picture and I'll read your subconscious and then tell you stuff to work on more on a one-to-one. And then I'll give you a free PDF of how to remove that negative in your subconscious, because this planet's frequency is of love. That's why everyone always has relationships, because of it's the air you breathe. So you're always going to want relationships. And this is going to keep continuing this pattern. So I hope this has been good for you. And thanks for listening.